They say weddings are meant to be the happiest day of someone's life. But what if that happiness was built on your heartbreak? Close your eyes and imagine this. The person you once thought you'd marry is standing at the altar, smiling, waiting for someone else. And you're in the crowd, clapping, pretending to be okay. Haye. Doesn't that sound like torture? But in this story, she didn't just sit quietly. No. She walked into his wedding with fire in her heart, a plan in her mind, and no idea that revenge would lead her to something completely unexpected. It all began a year ago. She was in love deeply, madly, hopelessly. He was her world, the kind of love where you replay late-night texts, where every missed call makes your heart skip, where you're convinced fate finally got it right. But fate, sometimes it's cruel. One day, he vanished. No explanation, no closure, just silence. She cried for weeks. She missed him, until it felt like her chest might burst. Her heart broke so hard that even her friends got tired of saying, "You'll be okay." And just when she was starting to heal, the invitation came. His wedding. What? She gasped, staring at the card. He's really marrying her? Her hands shook. Her lips trembled. Haye, how could he move on so easily while I was drowning in memories? That's when the spark of revenge was born. The plan was simple. Show up, make him nervous, maybe drop a few truths that would shake his perfect little world. Was it childish? Maybe. But in heartbreak, logic rarely wins. So she dressed for war, not in white, not in black, but in fiery red. A dress that whispered confidence, screamed boldness, and quietly said, "You lost me, and you'll regret it." When she walked into the wedding hall, heads turned, the whispers began. Who is she? Isn't that his ex? Even the groom's smile faltered for a second. Victory, she thought. Step 1. Complete. But here's where fate played its twist. At the bar, she met someone. Tall, charming. Eyes that held both mischief and kindness. The best man. Revenge mission, huh? He said with a smirk. Her eyes widened. Excuse me? He leaned closer. You're not exactly subtle. Red dress, stormy eyes, and the way you keep glaring at the groom. Trust me, I've seen this movie before. For the first time that night, she laughed. Really laughed. A small crack appeared in her armor. Through the night, they talked. At first, about silly things like how wedding speeches are always too long, or how the cake looked too pretty to eat. But then, deeper things. Pain, heartbreak. The ache of missing someone who didn't miss you back. And he listened. Not the polite, distracted kind of listening. No, he really heard her. Every word, every pause. Maybe, he said softly, you didn't come here to break him. Maybe you came here so you could finally let go. Her heart skipped. Was he right? Just as things softened, the music stopped. The officiant called for the vows. The groom looked into his bride's eyes. For her, it was like a knife, twisting. The best man noticed. He nudged her and whispered, "Want me to cause a scene? I could accidentally trip into the cake." She burst out laughing again. Attention reset. Pain eased just a little. But the vows, they stung. Every word reminded her of promises once made to her. Every forever sounded like a betrayal. She clenched her fists. Haye, how could he stand there, looking so happy when he left me shattered? Here's the cliffhanger moment. When the priest asked, "Does anyone object to this union?" her heart screamed, "Yes, me." She looked at the best man. He gave her a knowing look. "If you do this," he whispered, "your story will always be about him. Do you really want that?" Her lips parted. Her breath caught. The whole room waited in silence. Would she ruin the wedding? Or choose herself? The silence stretched. Finally, she exhaled. She stood up, but instead of walking to the altar, she walked out, head high, shoulders back, leaving behind not just the wedding, but the ghost of what could have been. The best man followed her. Outside, under the soft glow of fairy lights, he smiled. "You know," he said, "revenge looks good on you. But healing? That looks even better." And in that moment, for the first time in forever, she felt lighter. Maybe love doesn't always come the way you expect. Sometimes it walks in wearing a tuxedo, holding a crooked smile, and reminding you that heartbreak isn't the end. It's just the beginning of another chapter. If you felt her heartbreak, her haye, her laughter, and her strength tonight, wait until you hear my next story. Because sometimes love comes from the most unexpected places, like a childhood crush who walks back into your life as an adult. Don't miss it. It's waiting for you on my channel.